And we are live. Hello, YouTube. Welcome back to another episode of another Reviews Corp podcast. This is episode 76, where we're talking about Lilo and Stitch, another Disney
Yes,
live action
right?
remake. I'm Red Devil Los Reviews, and I'm here with Operation Bagel. What's up, Ben?
Hello. I was up at like 2 a.m. to see this movie for the pod. 10 times.
Yeah.
Well, because the cinema had late screens, of course.
Hello, Ton.
Hello.
Yeah, so Lilo and Stitch, Disney's next adaptation. We had Snow White that came out. I didn't watch it, but it got all of its hate that it needed. But Lilo and Stitch, that's the one. It's the thing that will convince Disney to keep going for another 5 films at least. For
Yeah.
remakes.
So after Snow White failed to put a stop on it. Nope. Yeah, no. They're gonna be back.
Yeah, they
It's coming.
stopped
Hercules is coming.
they stopped
What else?
Tangle because of Snow White. Now they'll bring Tangle back.
Hercules and what else is in the pipeline?
Uh,
Oh, Moana, but that's already been in production.
yeah, Moana's coming out.
I think 10 years old, and they had to remake that one.
Yeah, yeah. We just gotta do it. Why?
Yeah.
I don't know. We just gotta do it. What better do we have? You also got the Aristocrats. You got Bambi. Yeah.
That's all coming. So much sludge.
And then now DreamWorks is next up. So I can't believe the Red Bagel would force Red to watch this.
No, it was the opposite. And I sat down. I did this to myself.
Nah, I mainly did it for the memes. Cause my birthday is tomorrow, so let's ruin it.
Happy birthday. We're talking about slop. The Treasure Planet in Atlantis.
Oh,
Does anyone remember those?
The Road to El Dorado.
Oh yeah, for DreamWorks.
Yeah, but now you got like How to Train Your Dragon coming up,
Mm-hmm.
like next month or July.
Yes.
Just in time for the Universal Studios. They already made the land based off of it, so there you go. Shrek is coming up. We'll see.
Oh my god, live action Shrek is going to be cursed.
So yeah, so Lilo and Stitch, it pretty much is inspired by the 2002 film.
Inspired is a strong word.
I did rewatch 2002. There's a lot of lines or scenes that are directly from that movie. It's just that it's kind of like a butterfly effect that like some changes or like missing the context of something, it affects like the rest of the movie. Things like that. But going off of 2002 animated Lilo and Stitch, peak cinema.
Yes,
I
it's
really,
really good.
really like it. I know like Chris Sanders, the voice of Stitch, who also directed and written the movie as well with others. He's had the character back since the 80s, and it's been going through he went through like a lot of like issues until he finally get to actually make a movie in 2002. So,
Cool. Do we know
and then
how he feels about this?
he came back. He's still doing the voice of Stitch to this day.
Oh, well.
And in the movie.
Yeah, I guess so.
Honestly, like that's what kind of reminds me of like Mean Girls 2024. Like you bring back the person who was there before, and they do the same thing, but like
The
worse.
worst.
Yeah. In that case, it's like Tina Fey.
Yeah, Mean Girls remake just fucking blew my mind. How does the same person just completely miss the point of the original? I don't understand.
The thing is, like, she did it 3 times because the Broadway musical.
Yes.
Yeah. Fun times, fun times. Yeah.
Mhm.
2002. Lots of like nuances and things that the two sisters, Nani and Lilo, are going through. Especially since they don't have any parents, and Nani has to struggle a lot raising Lilo on her own, while the risk of like potentially giving her sister up to social services from uh, from Cobra Bubbles, um, and until we learn that he's a CIA agent as well. And meanwhile, in the background, you also got Stitch as like Experiment 626 from Jumba or Jumba. I've heard both pronunciations. And
We're stuck with Jumba.
yeah, so the film, the 2025 film, pretty much opens about similarly to the original film as well. It's just the first thing you notice is Jumba's accent fucking sucks.
I can't. It's such an iconic voice, and they just now it's just. Oh, you know the Lego Joker, right? Just do that again.
Yeah. See, like the thing is, like, I mean, the original voice. I mean, I know the voice actor, he passed away a few years, like a while ago. But
Rest in peace.
yeah, it's just that. But he had like a Russian accent or something like that, and I don't know if like the reason they didn't want to go with a Russian accent out of like offense or something.
I
I
guess so.
I I
Well,
don't
then
know, but like you hate
could
him
have had a
just
Russian voice actor. You're worried about that, I guess. I don't know.
yeah. But then it's like, but he still sounds like a very small man voicing a big CGI character, which the voice
Mhm.
just doesn't fit at all. So it's like, yeah, so you have that. But outside of that, it's pretty much like the similar beats of Stitch, uh he's a vile, he's a monstrosity.
Mi canale quista.
I didn't teach him that. Yeah. Yeah, so um and there's no Captain Gantu at all. And that's
Wasn't in the
because
budget, I guess.
yeah, because we didn't have the budget to include another CGI character. Yet this entire like
God.
5 minute sequence, 5-10 minute sequence is pretty well CG animated, I'd say. Um, no,
Well,
but
yeah.
they,
I
yeah,
guess if I guess if they had Gantu here, it would look like Quantum Man or something. I don't know.
maybe. But then, like with Jumba or Jumba, he's like, he's got, well, with both him and Pleakley, they decided to make the human quantum band that makes him human looking for like 90% of the movie. So I guess they didn't want to do that with Captain Cantu. So, which I mean, to be fair, that's good. Don't do that. No, but like,
Replace them.
yeah. So I mean, you have the similar beats of like when Stitch is like put in like the prison cell, and he's told about like how this is like going off your genetic code, so it's only going to shoot your genetic code. So he
Mhm.
does a loogie, sees that the gun is like following it. He's very intelligent, so then he uses that to spit at the guard, and then it's pretty much the same thing. It's just like a lot of the lines are like pretty much directly the same lines as what's in the original movie. It's
Mhm.
just like worse. Um, like for example, like the general, she's like, oh, like he's going to like that water planet. His density is not going to be able to sustain himself. And then in the original movie, like everybody knows what that means, but in this one, they don't know what it means. So she has to explain he's going to sink. So we have to explain to the idiots in the audience, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting when you see like, I mean, that's kind of the product of like adaptations nowadays. It's like now you notice like how they feel kids are and their intelligence.
Mhm.
Yeah. Um. But yeah, I mean, pretty much the same thing. He escapes in the police car, the red one. He took the red one, um, heading to Earth, and since there's no Gantu there, it's just up to Jumba and Pleakley to go and see what's going on. And my other thing too is like they sometimes like they say these lines from the original movie that was funny, but then they like reduce it down or like they cram it so fast that you don't even realize like it's a line from the from the original. Like for example, like Pleakley talks about like the mosquito joke, like how the mosquitoes are the endangered species of Earth. That's why we can't attack the planet. But it's like he says it so fast that you don't even notice that. The other common example, I mean, this is like the easiest example, like when they do the stereo joke with Lilo and Stitch. Nani doesn't even look at it. It's like, that's cool, that kind of thing. So I don't know. I don't know what the point. It's iconic, sure. Just leave me alone to die.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know, but that's kind of like that kind of like goes with the movie in general. It's like a lot of the scenes are going off of like what they did originally, but then it's just like I don't know, it's just presented worse. I don't know. A part of it is just probably because of the medium itself. It's in live action. Uh, like for example, when Jumba and Bleakley are on Earth, they pretty much like uh, just shake the hands of some humans, and then they take their DNA, and that's that. They're pretty much humans
Yeah.
for 90% of the movie.
Mhm.
Um,
Is the controversial over Noah cross dressing from Bleakley?
yep, Billy did a good job. I think the actor Billy Magnuson he did pretty good voicing Bleakley. It's just but yeah, the
He's
Jumbo
Yeah, he
was
was
not
not bad. It's
that
just
guy.
yeah, no, he's not that guy.
Thanks, Ty. Lalo and Stitch. Yeah. Um. One sec. I
Mhm.
need to. Anything you want to follow up with the beginning?
Um, yeah, yeah, nothing much to say for me. It's just recounting the similar, similar things because you remember this from the original. You will like this.
So, why don't you explain the part where this is like your first Disney remake?
Oh yeah, yeah. I've never watched a live action Disney remake before until this, and I never wasted money on them. So yeah, I'm not part of the problem. You can't you can't blame me for all these movies.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. What about the original
Oh
Lilo
yeah,
and Stitch?
I love the original. Yeah, and I've seen it was that and the some of the show Lilo and Stitch the series. That was yeah. Um, I never saw the sequels though. Have you like those like straight to
I didn't see
DVD?
the sequel movies. I've seen the TV show.
Yeah, Lilo and Stitch the series.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
Yeah, yeah, this was in yeah. That's yeah. I would catch that on TV as a kid. Isn't it like also like some it's like some anime, like some Stitch anime?
There is a Stitch anime as well. Yeah.
Huh? Is it
Is
like
it
a
is it
oh
worse than Snow White? Well, as I said earlier, I didn't watch Snow White, but from what I'm hearing, I hear that this is better than Snow White. But at the same time, I think more people connected with Lilo and Stitch growing up, so like they feel like this is worse. Um,
Mm.
that's my best way of explaining what I've heard. Um, I don't personally like it, and I think the most agreed upon thing, especially is what sucked about it, is like the ending. Uh, but like
For this one.
we just have to get to it.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah. So we do skip over to Lilo's side. They do have like the same stuff, like the giving the fish a sandwich because apparently the fish is believed to predict the weather and that kind of stuff. She goes to Hula. Um, Now you kind of missed the part where like Lilo. So Lilo was played by a 6 year old. So I'm not gonna go too heavy on like the acting ability and all this stuff, but I think she did pretty well for this, and it's her first performance, so a lot of credit where credit is due.
Hmm.
Um,
I agree.
but like the part where she pushes that one girl, it's just like you just remember in 2002, she literally beats the shit out of
Yeah.
her. Like you actually
Hmm.
like an actual slap. Yeah, it was really funny.
Yeah. It's
But
just that's where you lose when you like go over to live action.
yeah, you can't have kids like hitting other people, so that's not good. No, I mean like because like one of the big thing about like Lilo in particular is like she is pretty bratty, but in the sense of like she doesn't really have much. She doesn't give a shit about like what people think about her or things like that. But it does get to here and there since she doesn't have a friend and all this stuff. Um, like I think like and the movie does a lot of like it's kind of amazing like watching the movie again, the original one. Like there is just so much like empty space because because Stitch doesn't talk too often. So a lot of his like feelings and his emotion is coming through visually from what you're seeing him do or how he's acting. Same thing with Lilo as well. Like I think one of my favorite shots for Lilo is like when she uh she is like showing her doll to the other girls and they're hiding their dolls away from her and they call Lilo's doll ugly and drop it on the ground. Lilo tries to walk away, but then she runs back, hugs the doll, and then takes it with her. It's like 10 seconds, but like it's like kind of reinforces that whole like Ohana means family and family is something you don't leave behind, that kind of thing. So I thought that was like a really nice way of like showing that without having to say anything there. Um, you had things like that. And then obviously we have the stuff with Nani. Um, I know one of the biggest controversies was Nani not being cast as a dark skinned Polynesian woman. I understand. Uh, I've said my own pieces on that as well in the past. But yeah, going on. So one of the biggest things about Nani in particular, she does have like issues with her sister and the things with the social services like coming in and out about like what is going to happen with Lilo and all that stuff. But so here's the thing, they don't have only Bubbles as the social service guy. They actually have two people. One is this random lady who was played by the voice actress for Nani in the past. So that's who she is. And
Hmm.
then Bubbles
Didn't
doesn't.
know that.
Yeah, Bubbles doesn't come back. Bubbles is like in the movie as as purely the CIA agent, and then he's like, "Oh, I need to go undercover as a social service agent." So it's like, Okay, and then he just joins in
Yeah, so
later.
what was the point?
Yeah, and then it's like, and then the twist is at the end is like, I'm a CIA agent. It's like that's not a twist.
It's not
The
a
audience
twist
already,
when you showed it. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It's like, and that's kind of the thing. So like Bubbles and Nani both had like the problem of like they just added new characters in and gave those personality traits or those like skills that they had and put them into two different characters. Uh, like with Bubbles in particular, it's like he doesn't really do anything until halfway into the movie, and then for Nani, there's actually this neighbor lady who I guess lives with David or something. I didn't really understood that relationship.
I think she, yes. Was she his aunt or something? I don't. Yeah, I don't remember. But they do live together.
Yeah, but like so this neighbor lady, she just takes a lot of the responsibilities for Lilo off of Nani. So it's like when they have like these conversations, it's like I mean, you're kind of like devaluing like the level of stress that Nani goes through because like she doesn't have to be the only one who focuses on Lilo. It's like this neighbor lady also gets to do things too. Like I think the biggest example of this was like I mean, you still have like the scenes like where Lilo goes home and then she does the just leave me alone to die, that stuff. Um then you have the what do you call it?
When she
Yeah.
locks Nani out.
When she locks Nani out and Nani gets caught up with the social service lady from the outside who isn't uh Cobra. Um so and then this and then it's like and it's just want you to know you did not succeed. This was not a good day. Not a good day at all. Um
In
again, like
case you were wondering, this did not go well.
not well at all. Yeah. Yeah. So it's like yeah, it's also giving dialogue to different characters than the character that you have. I do like Courtney B. Vance, but like Courtney B. Vance, he is also very small compared to Bubbles. He's not the hulking man um, that Bubbles was, but yeah, I I just but yeah with the neighbor lady, it's just like when after like Lilo and Nani have a bit of a sister moment and all this stuff like and they're trying to do the same argument like in the original animated film and it's every time you do like a word for word beat for beat it always comes off as corny or like a stage play like go to your room, I'm already in
I'm
my
in my
room,
room.
you're a I'd rather have a rabbit, something like that. Yeah, it's
Mhm.
like but the thing is like when you I've already seen it before, so it's like when I see it again, it's like I don't know. It's just like at some point you got to realize that you can't emulate everything. You gotta try something new if you're going to use the same IP at least, or
Oh, don't worry,
just
they'll do something new later on.
do something else. We can't do that. Um, yeah. So there's that, and then they have that conversation. They have the whole like the wish upon a star aspect since they don't know that the falling star is actually Stitch's spaceship. Um, and Nani listens in that Lilo is wishing for a friend to have. Now, what was important in the animated film is that Nani, after listening to what the wish was, is that's why she goes to the dog kennel to go pick up a dog with Lilo,
Mhm.
and that was pretty important for her. But in this instance, it's like Lilo like kind of wanders off on her own with the neighbor lady, and then the neighbor lady, she's like, "Oh, if you want a dog, we'll get you a dog." and then
Just
that's how
I don't
they
know why.
interact with Stitch essentially. But it's like, but the thing is, like, with despite like Nani's like her own like issues that she's having in life, like with her jobs and like not being able to maintain them, and having the issue of taking care of Lilo, who can be very bratty at times, but like also doesn't want to lose her at the same time. She still goes out of her way to get a dog for Lilo just so that she could be happy. And yeah, but like when you don't give her that responsibility and you give it to somebody else, then it's like I don't really feel like Nani cares about Lilo as much in that aspect. And that's the problem when you like take one person's like personality and you split it up among like different characters. Not understanding that like all of these things are what makes that character who they are. So,
Mhm.
but yeah, you have that. You also have the fact that like how yeah, also the in the sequels they say that Jumba talks about how he's proud about Stitch. I can only imagine how pissed people are about what happened to him. Yeah, I mean,
Um,
even if you watch the original film alone, and it's just like, yeah, because like, we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
you will.
But hold on, I need to send a message. Uh, anything you want to follow up with the dog kennel scene?
Yeah, because yeah, like you're saying, without Nani taking her to it because she hears the wish. Now it's just now she just goes to the dog kennel for some reason. Because oh yeah, it's because she feeds them candy. And it's
Yes,
like
like just on her
yeah,
own. She just wanders off on her
she just
own.
does that. Yeah, it's like okay, yeah, this not really as compelling to me.
Just one more thing. Any other comment you wanted to
Hmm?
add?
Are we at the? Oh no, we're not there yet. I was going to say so it was funny in the movie, the animated movie, but it's something I'm jumping to a bit ahead.
Yeah, I mean, on the Stitch side, you have like him causing some chaos. Like he finds like he crosses a wedding. I mean, he comes across that frog like in the original as well.
Hmm.
Um, and then he's like
You go to the funny wedding scene where they
the
play
funny wedding
Uptown
scene
Funk because it's 2015, I guess.
because I'm happy. Um,
Then he does funny fart in the punch.
yeah, yeah, fantastic.
Say that again.
Yeah. Yes. So he gets end up in the kennel as well. Um,
Yeah, he gets run
and
over by the truck in this version
he
too.
comes across Lilo as well. Uh-huh. Now, in this, I will say one change that I think kind of worked a little bit is that in this iteration, Stitch does get to hear that Pleakley and Jumba they can't hurt humans, or they're not supposed to hurt humans. So like in the original film, he just assumes that, and it works out in his favor. Because like I think like in the case, it's like he looks at the poster of like a dog hugging a human, and then when he finds Lilo and then gives her a hug, now it's like their owner pet relationship kind of stuff. And then he goes outside. He does a little bark, 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 and then Lilo comes out. And then when the gun pointing at Stitch goes to Lilo, and then Pleakley moves the gun away so that it doesn't hit Lilo, and it's like, oh, you can't hit humans, like that kind of thing. So it's like it's just something that I don't know. Like, I mean, he might have super hearing, so I don't know if that's like. To be fair, that's not a crazy thing to assume. But yeah, I mean, in this iteration, you at least get to see that Stitch heard that yeah, they cannot hurt humans, so that's what gets him to go to join Lilo as a pet, just
I
for
mean,
his protection.
yeah, I
Yep.
don't remember the animated version if he had super hearing, but I know he does in this because they say it like they just like was that a later scene where they're spying on him and he can hear them? Yeah, no, that was later, I think.
Yeah, in the animated series, they do have like he's listening out for us like while he's still inside the building, so he can definitely hear them. And like you see like the sonar vision, like the predator vision that like he does, you can see that his face turns around like 180 in the direction of where Jumba is. So he can definitely I think he can hear them.
Yeah, that's
In
probably
terms of
probably said that.
understanding, I don't know. But yeah. Um so that's pretty much what gets their relationship to start. And yeah, they go home. Nani is upset that, oh, why'd you get a dog? I don't want a dog. I was like, this is crazy. It's like,
All all the dogs are for sale except that one.
yeah.
We don't get that here.
But they don't get to name him Stitch though, because they have to give the origin of why his name is Stitch later in the movie.
Yes.
Yeah, so like basically the origin of the name is just Nani is like driving Stitch and well 626 and Lilo, and then he gives a scratch on the seat. It's like, damn it, we're gonna have to stitch
No,
that.
it needs stitch. That's gonna need stitches. Say that
Say that
again.
again. Yeah,
Come
we're
on.
gonna do Stitch. Yeah. And then so here's my other thing about this iteration of Stitch as well. I won't say that Stitch is like horribly adapted. I mean, it is like a lot more basic this time around because like with Stitch in particular, he is like an agent of chaos, a destruction. That's what his purpose was. And then he does get a bond with Lilo over the time and like how they become more friendly, and then he uh, enjoys doing some of the human activities with her as well. But like the thing that was missing with Stitch in particular is that his like whole purpose of like losing what makes him who he is. So, like for example, one of the interesting things about the original film is that when Stitch is like being a menace, like why don't you like? Because he just like every time he goes somewhere, he needs to he just needs to destroy something, like no matter what. And then Lilo asks him, like, why don't you try creating something instead of destroying it? So then you see how he just makes an entire diorama of San Francisco, and then he just goes Godzilla
Just
mode
will punch
to
you on it.
destroy the
Yeah.
whole thing. Yeah, no more caffeine for you. Um, but then like then the next shot is like you see that Stitch is looking around the house and like he is confused on like what is left to do. And then Jumba he does explain it for us, but like it is like understandable because he is the creator of Stitch, so he has the ability to give an analysis based off of like what he is seeing, which is useful for the audience to understand. But like now that he's like destroyed everything, he doesn't know what else to do. It's like what happens when you surpass your purpose, kind of a thing. Um, and then with Stitch, it's like he. So in the book, like another important thing that he like had was like looking at the book of like the ugly ducklings.
Yep. None of
Um,
that here.
not in this movie at all. Um, yeah, and the ugly ducklings like that was like really important for the film because like it I mean with Lilo explaining like, well, the thing is like the other ducklings they had like the family there, the one duckling that is lost has no parents or anything like that. Then Lilo talks about like the problem with like what happened to her parents, like they've they're gone, they've left. Asking about like what is it like what about Stitch's parents? Stitch doesn't know what that is. Um, and then I think like obviously like one of the
And
harder
then
hitting
he's named fully as Stitch Solo.
yeah, yeah. So like then like one of the bigger scenes in the film is like in the animated film is like he goes out into the woods and just says I'm lost. Um and then when Jumbo like finds him there and he's trying to say I'm looking for my family, then Jumbo has to tell it to him straight that you don't have a family. I'm your creator, kind of a thing, and that like destroys Stitch's insides, and like it's such a good movie, man. I ended up talking about 2002, and I didn't talk about 2025. But yeah, 2025. What do we get in return? You get some of the stuff like yeah, he's doing some bonding stuff with Lilo in in the process of like where Nani's trying to get new jobs. She keeps getting fired at them because like whatever Stitch is doing is like causing destruction, um, in the background, kind of a stuff. Uh, you got David who has like no swagger at all. I'd like to shred you, and like he doesn't grow out of it. Like in the original film, he's pretty cool, and Nani does like him. It's just she's just too busy. I don't know. It is what it is.
Yeah, not much of that here. And then they just,
Yeah,
it's like at the end, oh, they got together. Oh, they did? Okay.
yeah, and then they have like the other thing that like another thing that was missing is like when Lilo when Nani gets fired from the luau because Stitch was like biting Pleakley's head, and then Lilo has to ask like, "Is it our fault that you got fired?" It's like, and then Nani instead of telling the truth, she's
I
like,
swear
Nah,
she's
it's
just
because
lying.
my manager was a vampire and he was trying to get me to his coven. I knew it.
I knew it.
Yeah, yeah, but in this live action movie, she says, "Yeah, it's completely your fault."
Yeah.
And it's like you just you don't understand Nani's character. Um, yeah. So that was another interesting thing for me, and it pretty much goes along the same way for most of the film until we get to the third act. Because up until this point, it's like okay, this is just like a basic adaptation, bad adaptation, but like I mean, like the beats are there, but then like the third act because they don't have they don't have uh Gantu. Now we need to escalate Jumbo being the villain. So the Grand Councilwoman she calls in upset about. I mean, there was this point where like they were trying to get to Stitch while they're surfing, and it causes like Stitch to go into the water, um, and all that stuff. But they managed to knock Pleakley and jump out of the way. Um, but then, like, also the thing is, Bubbles was keeping track of Stitch as well. So it's like, I guess because he's a CIA agent, I guess. But then he's like, he realizes that somebody else is going after Stitch as well. So it's kind of like a convoluted uh thing regarding Stitch and like who wants control of him and something like that. Um, but yeah, the councilwoman is upset that Pleakley and Jumba have not gotten 626 out yet at all, and they're prepping their arrival, or they're basically fired. So then Jumba's like, "Oh, now that we're fired, I can do whatever I want." And then he puts Pleakley into the closet, and he just, I'm gonna do it my way.
The
And
way.
yeah, so now he goes full psycho villain. Um,
Yay!
so now
Just
here's
what
the
I
thing.
want.
So here's the thing. In the original, now it is part of like a thing in the original, like where Jumba just like suddenly becomes good. It's like, what? After all what you've done to me, after all that, you want me to work with you? Okay,
Okay.
just like that. You're gonna listen to him just like that. He's very persuasive. It is very sudden as well. But at the same time, it's like, I mean, the underrated aspect about it is like, Jumpa did see that Stitch is like different from before. Like he is like what we were talking about earlier, like how in the house when he notices that Jumba doesn't understand that like Stitch cannot be like tamed or like cannot be better or improved, but for some reason he's finding empathy uh when there's nothing left to destroy and all that stuff, and like finding that process. And then you also have like, this is also, to be fair, this is also after Nani is like crying and upset because Lilo was taken away by Gantu, and like Jumba and Pleakley, they don't really know what to do. So what, that was like the point where Stitch is like saying, "Oh, you need to help us out." Uh, yeah, that kind of thing. So I mean, there are pieces, there are elements in there where I could see like why Jumba. It is like, it is that classic. After all that trash you got me through, you think I'd want to listen to you? Yeah. All right. Okay. That kind of joke, but it's funny, so it's fine.
Yes.
Yeah. In this one, I feel like his turn to being evil is like more drastic. Because yeah, I don't know. Maybe this third act was like rewritten or something like that because they couldn't get Gantu and they had to repurpose it so they can do. Because like the opening sequence was also pretty heavily. It seemed kind of edited down, kind of like with like how easy it was for Stitch to just get away. Nobody even put like a fight. I almost like guessing that there probably was a fight scene and they took it out because Gantu wasn't there. I don't know. That
Hmm.
was just something I noticed.
Maybe.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. So, and then because of that incident of like Lilo almost drowning, um, uh, the social service people, they're like, you have no job. Your sister almost drowned. We got to take her out. Uh, take her out back, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
Flowers, Lilo.
so they have a conversation. Uh I mean, it's not as much as like the song, like the luau song. They do it, but like it's just doesn't hit the same.
Yeah.
Especially since like Nani has been like too separated from Lilo for a lot of the movie
Mhm.
because her responsibility is shared between two people. Um yeah, but then Stitch runs away. Um which is like that's kind of like my David like saying that line to Stitch in the original film about like how I thought things were gonna get better until you showed up, and then Stitch getting upset hearing that. I thought that was like pretty important. Here Stitch just kind of understands that like Lilo's going away now, like a broken family kind of a thing.
Mhm.
But yeah, so he goes back to the dog kennel. Um, in the night, Lilo goes after to find him. The social service people they go and look for Lilo and Stitch. Um, and then suddenly, when Lilo is there, Jumba shows up with his portal gun, and which honestly, the portal gun is not that useful. But but Stitch finds a way to make it. So yeah, when they're having a fight scene, he creates like two portals and like makes Jumba go through the portals up and down. As Lilo and Stitch get away, then Jumba has to go back to his alien form to get to be fat, so he doesn't have to keep going down the portal. Um, and then he goes. They go back to the house, and this is like so weird because like Jumba now he's like in his big alien form, and like he's like monologuing, but like then the Lilo and Stitch get out of the house, and then he's like he's like so interested in like how Lilo is like so interested in her family
And the family
and
stuff.
how
Yeah,
like
that's fucking
it's
weird.
like how the family is like ass and you should not rely on them and how they you can never count on them or something like that. And he just shoots up the house. Like Lilo and Stitch
Yeah,
aren't even in the house anymore. He's just
he's just
shooting it
like
up.
destroying their memories and stuff. I don't get what's up with that.
Yeah, it was like in the because like the thing is like yes, Jumba did have a fight scene in the house in the original movie, but the thing is like he was going after Stitch at that point. So it's like there was a reason why like the collateral damage was going on, and Lilo and Stitch were still in the house. So it's like they were doing things here and there. So it's like there was a reason why the conflict was happening. But like here, you have Lilo and Stitch getting out of the house, and Jumbo's just destroying it anyway. It's like I don't know. It's like the sake of like doing something. It happened in the original film. It was like the context is just so different. So I don't understand.
I don't either.
Um, but yeah, you have that. Um, and they get out, and I mean they eventually go back to a point where like uh Jumbo explains that to Lilo that Stitch is only with you because he knew that you would be able to protect him. That's why he was there with you. It's like the best way you can protect her is like by surrendering yourself. So Stitch surrenders himself and then goes into his ship. Um, but Lilo also sneaks onto the ship as well. In the meantime, the other family people they don't know what is going on or anything like that. They see a ship that's flying out. They try to follow as best as they can. There's a fight scene on the ship as well. Stitch guides Lilo to press some buttons, but she doesn't know what button is what. Um, it was reminding me of the Thor Ragnarok uh, disco party button. Um,
I forgot about that.
yeah. So they have a conflict. Stitch can like unlock himself from inside his gate by like hot wiring the wires to
Yeah,
it's called like
inside his
electrical.
wall, he does
Yeah, it's like
something.
it's inside the cell, I guess. So yeah, he gets out. He presses the he destroys like a window that allows Jumba to get outside, and they press a button that allows him to go back in his human form so that he can shrink and then not be fat enough to
It
get
sucked
him
out the
out
window.
to suck out the window. Yeah, and then the ship falls into the water. Lilo and Stitch start to drown. Nani makes it out. They get so Stitch is Stitch is afraid of water and all that stuff, but he tries his best to get Lilo out up into the water. Lilo gets up, but then she tries going back to reach up for Stitch, but because he's too heavy, he insists that Lilo go up, and David takes her back to the shore. Uh, Lilo is telling Nani to no, Stitch is still down there. He's still down there. Ohana means family. No one gets left behind. So So then
Whatever works
Nani
for you,
goes into
girl.
the water. She tries to pick Stitch up. It was kind of hard, and but it's like she can't pick him up enough to swim above shoreline. So it's like, so her decision is like, okay, I'm gonna walk across the entire ocean floor, dragging Stitch, up. So it's like that. Okay. I don't think it works like that. But she literally drags Stitch and walks across the ocean floor in order to get him out of the water. It was really funny.
Yeah,
So
it
then,
does look so funny.
yeah, so then Stitch is unconscious. He is the defibrillator's not working, so they need to use the car battery as a defibrillator. The classic, oh no, he's dead. We were supposed to live forever. And then he wakes up and all this stuff. You know, things like that. The council lady is there. She's played by Hannah Waggington, by the way. So it's crazy, crazy pull. Yeah, and she's saying we're gonna arrest 626. It's like, my name is Stitch. It's like it kind of like weird to her. Like he's able to talk coherently and stuff like that. And then it's like, can I say goodbye to family? It's like, who are you people? It's my family. It's small, it's broken, but it's good.
That's still good.
Yeah, still good. Yeah. So it's the same dialogue from the original.
Yeah, except
Uh,
this time I felt nothing.
yeah. And then Bubbles is like, yeah, I'm a CIA agent. It's like, we know.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it. I was like, okay, well, you can live your exile on Earth, and then you'll have somebody to keep an eye on you. So they have Pleakley, who's excited to stay behind. Jumba is getting arrested. So there's that.
Yeah. It won't be
That's
part of this.
supervillain. Yeah. And then we get to the end of the movie, and this is the thing that gets the most
This is the
conversation
big
because
one.
so we learned from the social service agents that yeah, you did so bad, Nani, that you're going to lose custody to your sister. Um, and I was like, what if then the neighbor lady's like, what if I take custody of her? It's like, yeah, it's like, I guess you could do that. Neighbors are allowed to do that. And I was like, oh, good. And then Lilo was like, actually, I want you to join the Marines. It's like, you mean marine biology?
Yeah, because she had, yeah, this was like, this was kind of brought up a bit earlier, but you
It's
want
like,
to
I've
be a
always
marine
wanted to be the marine
biologist
biologist, but then I had a
to
fucking
go to this.
sister to take care of. Yeah, I guess it's like, yeah. So it's like, yeah, you can go and live with the neighbors and live with David and the neighbor lady, and then I can go off to college. It's like Ohana means college credits. So yeah, it's like again, I understand the concept of well, okay, I know it's like Ohana means family and nobody gets left behind. I understand that, and
including
I
yourself. I know the
including yourself, and then but I understand like the value of like, well, college education is important and all this stuff. You're gonna have to leave eventually, uh, but at the same time, with what the film is going for and all that stuff, it's like it is really weird to just straight up go like, yeah, let's I have well, first off, the weird part is like having a neighbor lady actually exist and then take the responsibility of Lilo the entire time means like they could have just let Lilo be with the neighbor lady the entire time.
pretty much, yeah.
Uh yeah, it's like because like Nani was not really putting that much effort into like maintaining the relationship further. So it's like I mean at that point you're like, what is the point of like trying to keep that relationship strong? You can still be sisters and all that stuff, but then she just lives with a neighbor because she's more responsible than you. I mean, there's that, and then it's like, oh, like I'm gonna go off to college. It's like, okay, so like you could have done this, so you could have just went off to college and just put the sister in the neighbor's house. Like that would at
Yeah,
least like, prevent you from like getting in trouble from the social services. You were getting in trouble with the social services because you can't maintain a job. But then it's like, oh, but you're able to afford college. So it's like, if you're able to afford college, then like, why didn't you just
yeah,
go and just drop her off? It's like, it's stuff like that. Like, it's just like you didn't have to do that. Like, and that's the thing that people are talking about because
mhm.
like,
They just neutered all the stakes to have this new shitty thing. Like, there's
yeah,
no remember the original Bubbles is like, it's clear that you need her more than she needs you. It's like that's not at all. Seems to be a thing in this version.
yes, yeah,
It's
and
just
then we learn in the credit
get it.
scenes that like, well, now she has like the portal gun from Jumbo, so it's like now she can go home whenever. So she is still doing Ohana. It's like, no.
No, again, with this,
They had to make up an object so that you can go home whenever you want.
mhm. This is just a cheap out.
Yeah, and that was the film. Uh, if we're comparing the third act of the of the original. Since Gantu is there, he does capture Lilo and Stitch, but Stitch can easily escape. Um, and but so Lilo is like still left behind, and these guys are going after the to get Lilo back. You see, like Stitch is like way to think off the feet. So it's like he takes like he takes a gas tank and like drives it up a volcano just so that I can launch him in the air. Uh, because he's virtually indestructible. So like he could do something dangerous like that. So yeah, he blasts himself out. He gets Lilo out, and Gantu is taken down. Um, and then the councilwoman she arrests Gantu. They have that conversation. Ohana means family. Uh, it's small, it's broken, but it's good.
It's still good.
Yeah, and then they have that conversation regarding the well, you have to live out your exile here on Earth. We'll have these people keeping an eye on you, and then we also have the CIA keeping an eye on you as well. And then you also have Bubbles say that, yeah, back in 1973, I convinced the galactic force that like that mosquitoes are an endangered species. So there's a payoff to that joke as well. Yeah, so the reason why Earth has never been attacked by the aliens is because, well, you can't attack aliens with endangered species. Like, come on, it's crazy.
Hmm.
Yeah, so and then you have like the bookend finish of like where they have all these pictures and all these like Stitch being a part of the community and all that stuff, Ohana and all that stuff. So Yeah, it's a really good film. It really stands up. There's definitely a lot of stuff in the movie that you can value as a kid and as an adult many years later. So
Yeah, when you're adult, can look back on like like the subtext and like commentary the movie does that
yeah,
like, is neutered in this one.
yeah, and like one of the big things about it is like how much like it relies on like silence, like wordless dialogue,
Oh yeah.
as well. Yeah, it's like it's really good. Um, but yeah, this movie already made its budget, and then some. It's probably gonna get $1 billion.
Mm-hmm.
So just you can't count
Hooray.
out the Disney remake shows. So there's gonna be a bigger influx of like things. Snow White was just a fluke. Um, and yeah,
Yeah, it's just a minor misstep. Don't yeah, we're all good. More live action, more stuff, more slop.
yeah,
I can't wait personally for the Mega Mind live action. Imagine how that's gonna look. Oh my god.
Megamind live action. I think the most likelihood is probably going to be Incredibles for now.
Hmm.
Pixar hasn't gone that far yet, but
Not
if
yet, but
DreamWorks
yeah,
is doing it, then
sure.
Pixar is around the corner.
We're gonna have live action Toy Story with like their little toys.
I know they talked about it, but they've all talked about it like a live action something. But yeah, how's your experience of the first Disney remake?
Not good.
Yeah,
Just like I knew it would be.
I think the only decent one is Cinderella, but like with Cinderella, like they actually tried to be unique, like in terms of telling the story the way that they wanted to. Um, and then it's like everything afterwards is like, yeah, we need to try to do a one-to-one recreation. Uh, that never worked.
No.
The Cinderella movie with Lily James.
Hmm.
But yeah, that was our conversation on Lilo and Stitch 2025. I don't want to take the pod
Don't
too
watch it.
long.
Just
No need to watch it. Just watch the 2002 movie.
yeah.
I only seen the animated TV show. That one was pretty good too, so you can watch that as well. There are sequel
Mhm.
films as well.
I don't know how they are.
Yeah, yeah. I don't want to extend the pod too long for the birthday celebration stuff. So just a quick one. And yeah, don't watch Lilo and Stitch.
Mhm.
Watch
A
the
glowing
2002 one.
review. Yeah.
And subscribe to Unity Reviews and Analysis. Subscribe to Red Devil O's Reviews. Subscribe to Another Reviews Corp podcast. All the links are in the description down below. I'm not sure what the next episode will be about. I think Doctor Who ends tomorrow, so we're probably going to talk about that. If I wanted to briefly talk about The Last of Us season 2, completely ass. Um, it's amazing to me that like how much the lead with like Ellie just being so terrible is like that much of like a like it really waters everything down uh in an exponential rate because like I really don't understand why they felt the need that they needed to make Ellie the dumb one and then Dina the smart one and then like do it that way. Like why can't they both equally be smart? They both live in an apocalyptic world. I don't understand this notion. And then Ellie has to be so goofy and naive and like stupid for the sake of like, oh well, how are we supposed to let the audience know? We got to spell it out for them. Um, yeah, it's like, and it's crazy that you got like this whole like like you got me defending the second game, uh, and I hate doing that, but like yeah, the second game is infinitely better than the TV show. I mean, the only thing I can really give it is like at least I didn't have to. At least it's like a 7 hour show and not like a 30-hour video game. So I guess there's that.
Well, isn't this like the first of 3 seasons for the second game though?
Yeah. They broke it up. So we originally thought that maybe they'll try because they did this intercutting thing in the game, like where they only show 3 days worth of Ellie's story for 3 days, and then when you get to the climax, then it hard cuts back to Abby 3 days before, and what was she doing for 3 days? And it's like,
Is that where it's transitioned by no, no? Oh, wait, no, that didn't happen. It was like the clip I saw, which was like no, 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 no.
oh no, no, no! It cuts off like at the middle of no, so it's like oh,
And yeah, it starts. Yeah, it starts in the middle of a word. It cuts off. Oh,
bro,
no,
this
no, no.
yeah, horrible editing by the way. Like you have to be embarrassed. Like that's fucking embarrassing, bro. Secondly, I've seen people talk about this too, but like I find it completely dumb. Like how people are like, oh, like if you got a gun in your face, wouldn't you go like no, 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 like in that kind of stuff? It's like I don't care what you would do. It's sometimes you have to consider what would the character do because Ellie, when she ever has a gun in her face, she is always deflecting off of like it's me you want. You don't want to attack this person or anything like that. And it's like Ellie makes it clear like she doesn't really give a fuck about dying. She just doesn't want anybody else to die. So like in that scene where like Abby has the gun on Tommy, and then she puts her hands up, it's like, oh, it's me you want, it's me you want, and then you have the gun on her, and she's like pissed down the leg. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? Like that's not how Ellie acts at all. And first off, in the game, it just keeps on to Abby like pointing the gun at Ellie, and then it cuts to black. That's what you do. I don't know what was the purpose of like cutting, showing the shot of Ellie terrified and pissing down her leg. Like I don't understand what the point of that was. Like it doesn't. It makes her look even worse. It's like first off, you went on a revenge quest to avenge for Joel, and now you're dealing with the consequences of that. And it's now you're terrified and scared. It's like what the fuck is wrong with you? I don't know. It's like it's a small thing. I know that, but like I also don't really care. I don't want. I mean I don't know. This video games being adapted is just really dumb to me. Um, but then here comes like God of War coming up.
Oh,
So
yeah. No,
yeah,
Lord,
so
Zelda's coming.
Zelda's coming.
Oh wait, so what were you saying before? Because like, I kind of think I kind of sidetracked you there about like how it's being split.
Yeah, so now season 3 is gonna be Abby's perspective, and then season 4 is like the wrap up. And it's like, first off, that wrap up stuff is not long enough to be an entire season. And secondly, I I fail to see why you need more screen time. Because like first off, this season was 7 episodes long, and
7, not
uh,
8.
no, like yeah, they only got 7 episodes. Last season 1 got 10 episodes. I believe so. I think it got. I'm pretty sure it got 10 episodes. I don't know why it was reduced, but I will say that like so much time was dedicated to like the flashback, like to the point where like 1 out of the 7 episodes is entirely a flashback episode. So it's like, and then with like Ellie's story entirely, it's like they cut out so much of like the anger, the vitriol, the hatred that she has for going out to kill Abby's crew. Actually, the thing is like they change it completely. It's Dina who wants more revenge on Joel's death than Ellie. Ellie wants to be like the family one. She wants to have like raise the kid with Dina and like get out of this thing. But Dina's the one who like it's fucking insane. Like it's fucking ridiculous. Like how anybody thought that was okay. And again, I don't like the second game. I don't like the second game at all. But like it is crazy to me like how at least the second game makes sense for what it's trying to do, uh, in a very shallow, predictable way about revenge is bad. But like, at least it's doing something. Yeah, and it's like I don't know. It's like I feel like a lot of it just comes down to like I don't know, maybe a lack of faith that like if Bella Ramsey could handle the complexities that Ellie has or something like that. I have no idea, but like that's like really annoying. Um, I do think season three will probably be better because like I just think Caitlin Dever is at least a better actor to at least carry a season on her own. Because like honestly, like even though she's small, she's like at least carrying the mannerisms of Abby pretty well. Um, but yeah, it's still crazy to see Abby as a 5'2" woman, but like it is what it is.
Hmm.
Um, and then yeah, the
Well, I'm sure by
leading
the time season 4 is out, The Last of Us 3 game will be out, and then they can keep making more seasons.
maybe. Uh, yeah, but like but the thing though is like season two like taking Ellie's like 3 days, but like it cuts out so much of like her kills that she did do, like or like because like when she does like kill Nora or like she kills the other friends, it's like and like you get to a point where she's thinking about maybe she's gone too far. But the problem is like they because it's not a video game, it's a TV show. They can't have her kill like 50 people in a TV show. I understand that, but like at the same time, it's like a lot of her essential kills were cut out from day one as well. Like they spent most of day one like building the relationship of Dina and Ellie, and it's like I understand, but like the problem is like that's not really the point of like this whole thing, this whole crusade. Ellie wants to be here because she wants revenge on Joel. So it's like, but when you change it to make it like it's now it feels like a date, like a field trip schoolgirl, like oh she likes me, she doesn't like me, I don't know. Like what are we doing? It's like
I'm gonna be a dad.
I'm gonna be a dad, yeah. And then Craig Mazin said that's not in the script. He actually just told Bill, I want you to say that. It's like, oh,
Okay, so he ad-libbed that. Okay.
yeah, but like she didn't ad lib it. She was told to ad lib.
Yeah,
It's like by the writer. It's like
the writer ad-libbed it. Yeah,
I've never heard. I've never heard this before.
that's yeah.
Yeah. So and now that's a meme.
Was it worth
Yeah.
it?
No. Yeah. So I don't know, man. It's like, but like I can almost guarantee that like Abby's season is not gonna have this problem, like where they're gonna intercut so much. Like first off, they put like so much of like Isaac's backstory in Ellie's story, where Isaac and Ellie have nothing to do with each other. So I don't even know why they put Isaac into the season. I know they wanted Jeffrey Wright. I understand, but like, why couldn't Jeffrey Wright just be more integral in the Abby storyline? I mean, that just makes more sense to me because like ultimately, whatever she's doing, like Ellie just doesn't know anything about it. So it's like it doesn't make sense to put it in this season. So yeah, I don't know. That was like that also didn't really make sense. And then the other thing too is like they detract so much of the story where like they could have told Tommy's story. At least Tommy's related to Ellie in some capacity. So it's like you could have done more with him. Uh they do like that classic case of like Jesse is like uber cool and like well Jesse's like the best character in the show by a long shot. And he's like it's it's the Walking Dead syndrome of like you got this one character talking so much, it's like yeah, this guy's gonna die in this episode. So and then he dies in this episode. So yeah. Yeah, but Abby's not going to have this problem. Abby will have all the focus. She's not going to probably not going to miss any of her essential characteristic traits. I mean, Allie's a good one. Ellie sucks. So that's going back to the game. But like, but yeah, Abby will have all her story beats and like all that important stuff. There'll probably be like a few flashbacks here and there. Um, yeah. So, but even then, it's like even if I haven't played the game, I guess like if anybody wanted to explain that, like their point of view on like the like as a non-player of the game. It's like I really don't know how you could enjoy the show. Like in terms of like I don't know, everything just feels fake and sterilized. I mean, like every time they're in a act like every time they're in the apocalypse, they can't like hide in like buildings or anything like that because they have to show the set pieces here and there, and they'll walk in the middle of the road despite snipers could be anywhere. Um, every time they're walking across, there's like no dirt and grime or like any like they're always like freshly laundered clothes and all this stuff. So it's like it just feels like a set dressing at the end of the day. But the production is still really good. They did a lot of good stuff on the production side of things. But like, yeah, I mean, that's just essentially my that thoughts about the season. Um, and again, I personally didn't like season one, but I mean, at least season one felt like a streamlined story. I always thought the second game was a little harder to adapt in terms of that because this story is like spanning across multiple days with the loads of characters to like go through. So it's like you're already kind of like limiting yourself there. But like then the fact is like yeah, they decided to do Ellie's. Decided to do it like the game, like split it like Ellie's story first. Season three will be Abby's story, and then you got the conclusion stuff, which I still don't think it's necessary to use an extra season for that. I still feel like you can, because like with Ellie's story, they start like the first three episodes like as the preamble to the game, and the last four episodes is like your 3 days thing, except one of those is like just a random flashback episode where they mash all the flashbacks of the game and then just put it into one episode. And especially the big flashback of like where she has the conversation with Joel on the porch about forgiveness and all that stuff, which is like really bizarre because like the whole point of that being at the end of the game is to justify why she let Abby go, and which by the way I find it dumb, but like it's still a good scene in isolation, but yeah, it's like now that you put it here in the middle of the show, it's like what are you gonna do at the end of the show? Like that's the part that I don't understand. Are you just gonna do it again? It's like, oh, I guess.
I guess so.
And then like with will they get Pedro Pascal back for season three and four just to do more flashbacks that they didn't have in the game, just to for the sake of having more flashbacks? I don't know. I mean, they had like a big, massive drop off in terms of viewership after the second episode, and it's not just like
Yep.
Joel fans; it's like Pedro
Exactly
Pascal
what I
fans as
predicted.
well. So
Oh yeah, I didn't think about that. Yeah.
yeah, so like massive drop off. I still think season three will probably be a little bit more tolerable as a TV show because like I just don't think they're going to have that much of a hate boner for Abby, like that they'll like detract her from the story or like do her that differently in terms of personality. I mean, but then again, they did add the whole like her explaining everything as to like her motivation, why she did what she did, and like it's funny that oh shut the fuck up and just do it already. Because yeah, she was monologuing in that death scene. It was like it literally took 7 minutes long, and she wanted to say more, but then Joel's like, "Just shut up already and just kill me." So no, it's a beautiful form of television. I 10 out of 10, highly recommend.
Right, of course.
Yeah, well, that's the experience of The Last of Us Part Two. Um, I'll save Doctor Who with Unity for next week, since tomorrow is the big day of the finale. It's been pretty god awful lately, as per usual at this point. What else have we been watching? Oh, we talked about Andor already. I know there's Mission Impossible. They're getting a lot of negative reviews on this last movie, in the franchise ever.
quote unquote last movie. Yeah, I'm sure it will be.
Yeah, I mean, unless they get Palm the movies moving forward. At least it's not Shia LaBeouf for Indiana Jones. The Boy season 4. I want to say that for a Yap session, um, which was kind of today, but I didn't plan for it. But we can do that some other time. Especially since Unity is going to be out a little bit because of graduation. But yeah, we can save it for then. What else? Uh, it's almost upon us. Superman and Fantastic Four.
Oh yeah. So I heard early screenings of Fantastic Four have been going great. Everyone
Yeah,
loves it, right?
it's not better than Thunderbolts. I was like, oh, Thunderbolts.
Oh, yeah. So
Thunderbolts is the bar now.
yeah, we're truly screwed.
And then my good pal James Gunn. I really got to make those videos on Creature Commandos. I'm hoping I can get that before July. And then that SpongeBob video has been kicking my ass.
Oh yeah.
I think I shouldn't have made 575 songs. But it'll all be worth it, I
Big
hope.
undertaking you're doing.
Hopefully it'll be all worth it in the end. Um yeah. And I think we're gonna probably talk about Fantastic Four and Superman on our own, since I know Unity's gonna be graduating in July.
Hmm.
Um so yeah. Anything else?
Um, nothing else. Nothing else for me. There's not really anything I'm particularly looking forward to. I don't think, which is unfortunate. But these are the times we live in.
Yeah.
Hmm? Oh,
Yeah. Trying to see what else do we got for the summer. The age of the summer is coming up. Movies.
Jurassic World.
Yeah. Jurassic World. They're very happy to have ScarJo. Minecraft is still the
I'm sure I would be.
highest paying movie of the year. I yearn for the mines.
When I was a child, I yearned for the mines.
They said
So,
Karate Kid
so, so
Legends.
that's
Karate
yeah.
Kid Legends is ass.
Did you see it? I heard. I haven't heard good things.
I haven't gotten to see it yet.
Oh.
I think we're probably saving it for like the mid season awards
Hmm.
discussion. Ballerina is up next with John Wick universe. How to Train Your Dragon. 28
Yeah.
years, 28 years later. Uh, Megan 2.0. Jurassic World. Meg Donnelly's film Zombies 4. Superman.
When does Eden come out again?
Um, August 22nd.
Okay, there we go. That'll make the summer.
That is
Mando's also happening. Oh yeah, the Mando and Grogu film.
yeah, Nobody too. Smurfs played by Rihanna. That's the advertisement.
Yep.
Yeah.
Influencer Smurf.
Mando, yeah. So we'll wrap it up. We got 5 minutes.
Sorry, I was thinking the Smurfs trailer again.
Yeah.
They're doing the same. I can't believe they're doing the same thing again, putting them in the real world.
That totally worked well the last time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing a set photo of Doctor Doom. I don't know if it's real now. Everything there's always been a lot of AIs.
Oh yeah, you can't trust anything these days. Did we? Oh yeah, because do you know the post credit scene for Fantastic Four? I guess I shouldn't. I guess I shouldn't say it.
I don't mind.
Oh, so yeah, big spoilers here. So it's that it's like Sue hears a noise and like from Franklin's room, and she goes in, and it's Doom there holding Franklin as a baby Franklin. His face isn't seen, but apparently he's in a silver cloak, and in his other free hand he's holding his mask. He's not wearing it; he's just holding it for some reason.
Look at all this aura. You're gonna get all those comments to professional aura farmer.
So that's allegedly the post credit scene for the movie.
Yeah.
And then I guess they chase him to the MCU for the Thunderbolts post credit. I don't know. I don't know what's happening.
So I don't know, like the Valeria. That's what it sounds like. Or for me, I would just say Syndrome. Syndrome with Jack Jack.
Oh yeah, I'll get your son. Yeah, and then the Doom's cape gets caught in the plane in the turbine and he blows up.
Right, yeah, silver. So it's not a green hood.
No capes. Yeah, that's the description. So yeah, so a silver cloak.
Then I think that is God Emperor Doom. Then
Oh yeah, you're right.
that is God Emperor Doom,
Oh,
bro.
that's the first time we're gonna see him. Oh my god.
Bro.
I already know that. Yeah, I've accepted that. Yeah, we're doing God Emperor Doom as his first fucking story. But just the first time we see him is gonna be him in the white. No.
But this isn't the real one, man. It's like this. It's just a multiverse one. We'll get the real one soon. Trust. He'll be Romani.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Mm-hmm.
Bro, it's like I am sorry, bro. It's like nobody gives a fuck about like when you do a multiversal character, nobody will give a fuck about like the original one. Who is like the real the 6161. Nobody cares, man. Like when you have this multiversal variant, it's like you're already gonna have a comparison to something else from before. Like that's just what's gonna happen. Like every time we'll have a Wolverine now, it's always gonna be compared to like Hugh Jackman. That's just bound to happen. It's the same thing that's gonna happen here this time around too.
Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, and like, and then the thing is, like, dude, you should have just finished the Kang storyline. I understand people found him ass, okay, but you have to like at some point you have to wallow in your pity and like because I don't feel bad for you just because this guy is like is an abuser or whatever. It's like I honestly do not give a fuck. You just finish the story, do what you do, and proceed. Just go on. You didn't have Doctor Doom planned. It's clear that you had Doctor Doom as like a backup plan. It's not even a backup plan. It's just literally like a shoe in.
It's, oh shit, what do we do now? Doctor Doom.
Yeah, it's like, oh, isn't he the most famous comic book villain ever? The audience doesn't know that. Because yeah, why would they know that? Because like Doctor Doom has been asked for so many years in live action. They're like, yeah, why would anybody think that he's like the best comic book villain ever? So it's like, and then yeah, let's we get Robert Downey Jr. because nobody else could play the role better than him.
Sure.
Okay,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
he'll return as Princess Zelda in Avengers 7. Dude, God Emperor Doom is. You just don't. People just don't understand it. It literally is like doing Infinity War as the first movie of an
Like
Avengers.
actually,
Like
yeah.
it's actually doing that.
There's so Secret Wars 2015 is so much like fucking build up and shit, and just fucking oh my god. But no, he'll rip the spine out of someone and they'll clap. That's the panel I've seen on Twitter because no, they didn't read it.
Yeah. I mean, like they've said that there's like the rumor that Josh Brolin is coming into Doomsday. So yep, just in time for his spine to get ripped out.
So it's like because like the main Thanos of the MCU is dead. So just
let's just get another one. We did that for Endgame. We just got another one.
Yeah, so for some reason, yeah, just some alternate just to get his spine ripped.
How else will he aura farm? And then it's like people just don't understand. It's like, oh, like yeah, Doctor Doom could just do that. No, he was powered with the Beyonder power
in this comic. You can't just normally do that.
Yeah, it's like, but he has to be a Beyonder threat. Otherwise, how is he an Avengers level threat? Not everything needs to be an Avengers level threat, bro. Like Mysterio said that for the memes. He wasn't actually being serious. It's like you guys were taking it so seriously, and now like that's the bar. And then like I don't know, and then it just comes back to like this conversation with how Marvel operates and all that stuff and how they choose to go about. Bro, I fucking hate this franchise, man. Like we just do all this like dumb shit and then we act like, oh, we've been planning this the entire time. Oh, and like, oh, by the way, Doctor Doom is like gonna like just come. He'll die, but like, oh, we'll get the real one though, don't worry.
It's like when Thunderbolts like got some good reviews and they went, yeah. See, this was part of our quality over quantity plan the whole time. Yep.
Yeah, and then Fantastic Four, you got the whole thing is like we need to talk about the. Yeah, well, so this was in Secret Wars 2015, the comic, but the thing is like the context is like Doctor Doom is the power of Beyonder. Beyonder is like pretty much space Elvis. So basically he's super powerful, and like that Doctor Doom gets the powers from that. And
yes, it's a famous like
it
became a famous panel now of him ripping out of him with Beyond powers ripping out Thanos' spine out. Everyone's saying they want to see that in the movie.
Yeah, we don't. I'm pretty sure Doctor Doom is going to be straight up Doctor Doom, God Emperor Doctor Doom, and that's it.
Are we going to get anything of his rivalry with Reed?
No, he's going to be a rival with Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, Mr. Stark, is that you? I hate you 3000.
Bro, and then it's like you have like the fucking cosmic Marvel in the shambles. Like, how are you doing a multiverse saga without fucking cosmic Marvel in any capacity? It's like you don't have Quasar,
Like this.
you don't have like the Star Commanders, you don't have anything like that you could be doing with like the space characters. Uh, it's just like, not every superhero is from Earth. Marvel, like, come on. I mean, you had Captain Marvel, but like you could have done more. You could have done more. Um, and then yeah, like every single superhero is like just like a generic, like another version of some character, but with a new costume and a new power set, and that's pretty much the extent of it. Like, who the fuck cares that I guess Hulk has dissociative identity disorder? We have this one movie that was the Marvel gimmick of the mental illness film, so that's it. That's all the characters that have mental illness. We can't have any more. Okay, like that. That's just this is a horrible franchise, man. Um, Now it's on audio. I'm sure it's gonna get clipped out of context and all this stuff. It is what it is.
Mhm.
But yeah. How much do you want to bet that the subsequent MCU sagas will also be multiversal if Doomsday and Secret Wars turns a profit? See, this is the other problem too. It's like, if I were to do a multiverse saga plan, I would do that in the third phase, like the third saga. I would not do that in the second saga. Because like I personally think that you really should have explored cosmic Marvel, because there's just so much for a multiversal saga to happen that, like, if you don't have any space characters, like, you're kind of like limiting yourself to the exploration about things. Like, first off, how are you going to do a multiversal saga when you don't have Captain Britain and the Avalons? Like, come on, man. Captain Britain was the reason why the multiverse was like prominent in Marvel Comics. Uh isn't that Psylocke's brother? Yeah. Well, it used to be.
It's a, it's a whole story with that.
There's a whole story with that as well. Yeah, I mean, and plus, like, Captain Britain is the reason why the universe is called 616 as well in the comics, or at least that's where the designation 616 came from. I don't know. It's just it's just like it's kind of frustrating. It's like, and then it's like, oh, but this is what comics are like. It's like, no,
No.
comics can be better than this. A lot of the times they are better than this. It's like, it's crazy. And like, do I see like future sagas like also relying on the multiverse? Yeah, I honestly do. Because like post Secret Wars is like, you can do a soft reboot and like do your recast and like trying to have characters to exist. Like, now you have Avengers with X-Men and Fantastic Four. Like, this time around, you can do that, but I'm sure they'll like go back to the multiverse shit again. It's like, that's kind of my thing. Is like, I don't know what they want to do post Phase 6.
Mutants,
Because
right?
yeah, they want to do the mutant saga, which is like, you can't dedicate a whole saga to mutants, bro. Mutants are just a small faction of the Marvel universe. They're not that much. They're not that integral to the entire Marvel universe. Great, now I sound like a mutant hater. So no, but like it's like saying like, oh, I want to do the street hero saga. It's like, what the fuck does that? What does that mean? Because I remember that was a rumor too.
Netflix
It's like,
Marvel.
yeah, it's like, I want to do the street heroes saga. It's like,
This
you can't just like, the Infinity Saga was named by accident, by the way. It's like, it's not intentionally named the Infinity Saga. Like, they didn't do the entire 3 phases and intentionally call it the Infinity Saga. That was just how they concluded it at the end of the saga.
just like Star Wars.
Yeah, the Skywalker Saga.
Skywalker
That's what it
Saga.
was. This whole thing was the Skywalker Saga, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
The only way that Doomsday will turn up a profit is Chicken Jockey shows up. That's true.
Jockey.
Yeah. No, it's like, it's pretty ridiculous. Then the multiverse saga. It's like the multiverse saga already does like I don't know. The multiverse saga shouldn't have happened like right away because like it's clear that they needed a saga just to like kind of reset, like just get like your new characters, like establish them and all that stuff. But then you have like this whole thing is like we want to, especially like when you have Kang originally, and then he's a time traveling villain, but then you decide to make him a multiversal villain and a time traveling villain. It's like I don't know why you would like overcomplicate yourself that way. And then it's like, and then with Quantumania, it's like they just had to make every single iteration of Kang look exactly like Jonathan Majors. So now that they can't even like try to do like maybe don't do
Oh,
Kang,
there
but
was that
maybe they can
one
do
blue one.
yeah. It's like you can't do Scarlet Centurion or you can't do like Ramatut or something
Ramatat
like that. Like
or
use a
Mortis.
different like use a different imposters. Is that how you say it? No, it starts with an I. One of
Um,
them, but like you like maybe one of them could be like the villain of the villain of the saga if they can't do Kang the Conqueror anymore. It's like no, but they made everybody played by Jonathan Majors. It's like okay, but then at that point just recast him. But like oh, we don't want to do this whole like you're saying that this black guy looks like this black guy. It's like okay, I guess. So yeah, we just can't do Kang anymore. I don't know. You could have just kept the mask on, keep the blue mask on,
that's
and
true.
something like that. I don't know, but like I would
That's
just say
fair enough.
I'd rather just finish the saga with Kang and not like ruin another. You have to drag another Marvel villain down, not just any Marvel villain, Doctor Doom. You got to drag him down just to make up for this bullshit narrative of like why you can't recast Kang of some regard. It's like I don't know, it's just so dumb. It's like and honestly speaking, it's like I still don't know why the Fantastic Four could not have been in Phase Four. Like at least the ending of Phase Four, and just have them be built up during the saga. Like having them be in the first movie of Phase Six is so crazy. Like I don't know why they don't think that's like crazy.
Weren't they supposed to be in Phase 4 first, or was that 5? Like their initial thing where it's just the 4, and
They were
that's
supposed to be in
Snakehead.
Phase Five, but there's been so many
It's 5.
delays.
Mm. Oh
Um,
yeah.
I mean, I could accept middle of Phase Five if that's what they want to do, but now it's like it's the first movie. Like in June 24th, we have Ironheart. That's the last TV show of like Phase Five, and then July is Phase Six. Last month in May, earlier in May, we just had our last Phase Five movie with Thunderbolts. Like that's it. Phase Five is over, and now we're going into Phase Six, and yeah, it was steam
Crazy.
rolling.
Yeah.
You got Doomsday is delayed to like December of next year or 2026, I think. Yeah, next year.
Yeah, next December. And then
And it's like
Secret Wars the year after. And then that's it for. Is that it for Phase 6? Was it going to be
that's it for Phase
four,
Six. I mean, like they
4
have
movies?
other movies and discussions like Spider-Man Brand New Day.
So it's
Uh
Fantastic Four, Spider Man, and the 2 Avengers movies. Is that it?
yeah, then there's the Daredevil show.
Oh yeah.
And then the Punisher TV special. And like with the Daredevil just had a stat the other day. It's like Daredevil is the only Disney Plus TV show that was not in the Nielsen rating that's in the top 10.
That's crazy. Agatha made it. Echo made it. Daredevil
Agatha
did.
made it, Echo made it. Yeah, all of them. And Daredevil, that is
What if
fascinating.
made it?
What if made it? Yeah. Loki makes sense, to be fair. Loki makes sense.
Yeah,
Uh
because No,
the
he's
audience just
massive. Great show,
watched
unfortunately.
that. Yeah,
Look, even the ones that like most, at least from what
don't.
I've seen, like the general audience didn't care that much for like Echo. That made it on Daredevil, the big thing, the big return of a lot of people of a beloved show, and no, failed.
I think it was like then. I think it was like 92nd place or something from what I read.
Wow.
Yeah, that is crazy. Season 2 is coming out next year.
Probably the last season.
Yeah, I know they're fighting for a season 3.
Yeah, I don't think that's happening.
Yeah, and then you're seeing a lot of reports on like, yeah, we're gonna focus on Blade after this multiverse saga. Yeah, right. We're gonna do Eternals in phase 7. Yeah, right.
The Eternal story will continue next saga. Sure it will.
Theatrical changes are going to turn down no Marvel or Star Wars, no matter what people say. No, you're right. I guess like for me, it's like I am struggling to see what is the plan post Phase 6 because like I personally said that like I think Marvel does need to soft reboot or do something different after
Almost
Secret
sort of.
Wars because Secret Wars is the opportunity to do that if we're using the comic version. I mean, not entirely. It's like it's not like the universe reset itself. It's like they were able to like implement characters like from Miles Morales and
They
his characters
recreated
and
the
put them in the
multiverse.
like that kind of thing. It's like so they could do something with it. I just
Do
don't.
something like that.
Yeah, but I think like with the soft reboot, you can like maybe have like the Avengers with a recast, and then having them be alongside the Fantastic Four and X-Men, whatever you choose to do, like have a new set of characters. For me personally, new actors as well. Just commit to the bit, whatever you decide to do. But I don't know what they're going to do, so that is what I'm curious about post Secret Wars. But that's my perspective.
I wish it was a total hard reboot for everything, but that's probably not happening.
That kind of it. To be fair, what I'm saying is pretty much a reboot, hard reboot. If you're
Um,
going to recast everybody as well.
yeah, just mean like you take like maybe like 5 year break, come back with
Oh, that
everything brand new. Yeah,
that part I don't know what they're going to do.
yeah, probably not, but
Yeah. Yeah. I'm my only thing with the what do you call it?
huh?
I mean they're clearly like having a lot more focus on the X-Men and all that stuff. People are going to complain if they put less content. Yeah. I mean Bob Iger has been like trying to make it like the Community movie. Yeah, that's been delayed a lot. I know like Bob Iger is really trying to do the uh quality over quantity kind of thing. And then it's like okay, he says it after every movie, so it's like I don't know what else
Yeah,
to say. I don't know when it's releasing, but it was redrafted in the writer's strike. Yeah, I personally haven't watched Community yet, so I can't really comment on it. But I know that it has had some writing delays and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, well, DC is also pissing me off for different reasons, but it's so irritating because like I keep seeing videos like James Gunn is putting videos of Superman with the kids and all that stuff. Is like this is the stuff that I want to see, but I know that's not going to be the only stuff I see in this movie. Especially with like
yeah.
the incessant need of like I need to show world building. I need to show that this is a lived in DC universe. Even if Gunn writes good Superman with film, this film is to make money at the box office. No excuse. Yeah, I do agree. Um, it does need it does need the financial break, especially since WB is like in a shithole.
Oh yeah, how much are they in debt again? Yeesh.
It's like over the 40 billions.
Oh God.
Yeah. I'm yeah. Superman Superman should be interesting. I hope so, at least.
It'll
I feel
probably be
like
interesting in one way or another.
I know Peacemaker is already pissing me off with this whole like needing to include the Justice Gang and like having them there. Peacemaker is a loser. We don't want him in our club. He's not cool enough.
You guys know I can hear you, right?
Um, actually, Fantastic Four franchise has struggled at the box office, even with the mixed reactions. People submitted to theaters. I think so. No, like this is a hot take that I've said in the past. That I do feel like the Fantastic Four is viewed as an outdated concept, and the incessant need of like every single time they talk about the Fantastic Four in terms of making a movie, it's like they've always talked about, can we set this in the '60s? And yes, it could be homage to the '60s that were the era that it came from, but at the same time, it's like I always felt like the Fantastic Four being viewed as like a product of the '60s is kind of like you feel like they don't exist in this modern day. I mean, especially nowadays, like this entire family dynamic and this entire like family concept is like has been used so much in like so many of the superhero properties where you don't even realize that these things were inspired by Fantastic Four originally from the comics.
They were
A
called the
lot of your
first family.
favorite superheroes are products of like coming after the success of the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
But not many people will know that. It's like the guy in the cross, like holding a cross, so taking all the arrows while the kid is sleeping. So yeah, that's just always been kind of like the disappointing thing for me. It's like I just was not a fan of putting them in the multiverse and like having this like, oh, they're gonna be a part of this multiverse and they're gonna escape to go to the real universe that we care about, 616 and all that stuff, quote unquote, of course. And then because my thing is like when you put them in a multiverse, it's like it just kind of comes off as like you don't have the faith to like establish them in the actual universe that they exist in. But the problem is like they also want to do the whole concept of like, well, they're the ones that should matter. Like they're the ones that should be like the biggest deal. Because in the comics that's true, but in the MCU that's not going to be possible because of how the universe was not formulated around them. It was starting off with Iron Man. It's not their fault. It's just that's kind of the way that it is. Um, but yeah, that for me that was my downside with it. Is like I just I don't really value that personally. But it is a multiverse saga, and I understand it's a multiverse saga. You should probably have a superhero team from a multiverse. Yes, but how convenient is it that the Fantastic Four is the only one that it will be like this in the entire saga? So there's that. But yeah, I mean, absolutely. I'm sure that Hugh Jackman will show up. I'm sure that it's inevitable. You have Tobey Maguire
Tobey
and Andrew
Maguire.
Garfield
Oh
showing
yeah.
up. I mean, you've had rumors about Nick Cage, Ghost Riders coming up. Um,
Uh,
do you think Badlands will be the highest grossing of the franchise? Hmm.
I of the whole franchise.
The whole franchise, I'm not sure.
I don't.
I mean, I know
Well, maybe because there's a lot of hype about
watching.
like the potential of another crossover with Alien. So maybe that'll push it a bit more. Hmm.
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
these
There's
things.
that connection with the alien is like that might be maybe getting people that want to see what is that how are they going to connect it with alien if that's what they're going for. um I mean there's Ellie Fanning too, but
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I I think it could do well, but yeah, I think it really depends on that connection, alien connection, and I mean, it had like a there is some hype coming off of Prey, but Prey was also like a Hulu movie as well. So you got something back in the big screen again for the Predator franchise. Uh, but yeah, I think like a lot of it now is just gonna come off of like how does uh how does it combine with Predator and Alien and what is canon, what is not canon, and stuff like that. So I'm interested in that. Um, comes out in November 7th. All right, so we'll give it another 5 minutes. I said that last time. Do you think the Mandalorian movie will break records? Personally, no.
Yeah. If if you'd asked me like when season one was out, I'd say yeah, but that show has dropped off in viewers.
That and like also like with Mando, it's like he is coming off of a TV show. It's like you have to like try to like guess like how much does that TV influence translate from that to the big screen. Uh, especially like I mean I know it's not equal because Star Wars and Marvel are very different franchises altogether, but like when you have like these characters coming from the TV shows to the live action movies, I think a lot of them just like flat out say like I didn't watch the TV show because I didn't want to, so I just watched them in the movies, and that's where I get my information from. So it's like you're gonna have to expect that like there are gonna be some Star Wars fans that are either gonna watch it for the sake of Star Wars, but they didn't watch the Mando show at all. I think it'll make money. I just don't think I don't think it'll break records. I think like that being coming off of a TV show is like I think that it's gonna limit it. But yeah, I don't think it'll be bad as solo numbers though.
Ah, yeah, probably not. So it came at a really bad time.
And you got Pedro Pascal and Grogu, so the cash
Yeah,
cows.
people will come for them. Yeah,
Yeah,
crazy. So is that the next is that also the next confirmed Star Wars things? Because remember there's supposed to be like a whole like more movies planned, more shows and stuff. Whoops.
yeah. I know Filoni is like working on a TV show right now. I've stopped watching the animation TV shows at this point. Um,
Oh, Ahsoka season two is happening, isn't it?
Ahsoka season 2, our good buddy Natasha.
Mhm.
Uh, yeah, they're making a Darth Maul animated show as well with
Oh
Sam
right,
Witwer.
yeah.
Yeah,
It'll be him and Kira from Solo. Trust.
right. Yeah, I mean, there's also like the Starfighter movie with Sean Levy and Ryan Gosling as well.
Oh,
But
I think you said Starfire. Like
Starfighter is the name
yeah.
of the movie.
Oh yeah, yeah. I forgot the Ryan Gosling one.
Yeah.
Do you think Ahsoka will get renewed for season three? I don't know.
Do you think Elizabeth
Megan?
Olsen will?
Hmm? What happened? You there? If you're trying to say anything, I don't hear you. Remake stuff. I'll answer the question. I'm not sure. I even though I don't expect Wanda to stay dead, quote unquote dead. It seems like they're trying to at least hide if she's gonna appear. But I guess she could.
Yeah, and like they're doing this whole like this AI. Every AI that Tony Stark has made is just getting a body now, via Vision style. So like Jocasta, Friday, Edith. It's like okay, it's an interesting way to go about it.
What about
Uh,
Karen? Yeah, can we get human form Karen?
yeah, Jennifer Connelly.
Mm-hmm. Fingers crossed. Hope coming.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Elizabeth Olsen. Uh, Personally, I don't think so with T'Challa. I think like the second movie's gimmick relied so heavily on the death of Chadwick Boseman that like I feel like if they try going back on it, it's not going to turn out well. I think the only way they're going to go past it is, I guess, recasting through the multiverse. Um,
I was assuming that the kid at the end of two was gonna like grow up into the new one.
which is like what going to take like 15 years.
Well, by the time these things get made, you never know.
Yeah, and that's kind of the unfortunate thing too. Is like Black Panther's such an important character, not just for like African Americans and Black people all over the world, but like also like he is such an integral character that like having the character gone is just like there's just so much stories they could do. It's like, oh, why don't you give those stories to Shuri? It's like it's not the same. It's not the same. And then it's like at the same time, it's like you don't see that they're going out of their way to make the next Shuri movie, are they? No, they're not going to do that because the gimmick is gone. That's kind of what they were going off of. So it's like, and I don't know. I still thought that Lupita makes the most sense in terms of the next Black Panther if they were being serious, but they're not. Um, but yeah, I've always been an advocate of like recast T'Challa because like I know it sucks what happened, but like at the same time, it's like T'Challa is such an important character with a rich history and all that stuff. I don't think it's worth like ending the character just because somebody else has passed away. I mean, it's completely normal. It happens.
And didn't his
Uh,
family say
and his
that?
his family said it was fine to
Yeah,
recast him. Yeah, that's just always been like kind of my opinion on it. I haven't really changed even after watching the second movie itself, which I guess Black Panther 2 is like one of the better films of the new saga, but that's not a high bar.
mhm.
But yeah. And as for Ahsoka getting renewed for season three, I can't tell. I can't tell. I have to see where the season is going. I mean, you got Filoni in charge, so and Filoni is
And he
highly
wants to keep
respected in
that
the Star
character around
Wars
forever.
franchise. So yeah, it should be. Should be. I mean, at some point you got to stop. At the same time,
Oh, don't tell him that.
yeah. No, don't tell him that. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks, Kevin, for asking questions. But I'm gonna call it a pod. But yeah, thanks for watching. Do you think somebody right now will make a billion? Uh, all the Spider-Man films have made a billion. Is it not?
Yeah, I think that's a safe bet. Yeah.
I think it will. I think it will. But yeah, thanks for watching.
Yep.
Lilo and Stitch
Thanks for
2025.
coming to our Lilo and Stitch pod.
It wasn't great. Watched the 2002 movie.
Mhm.
Uh, I really enjoyed it watching it again as an adult. I think, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.